Welcome to Insurance Claim Radio, where leading hail loss consumer advocate Phil Coutu and his team of experts teach you how to avoid the pitfalls of hail damage claims and how to use his team of experts to get what you truly deserve under your insurance policy. Now, here's your host of Insurance Claim Radio, Phil Coutu.
Hi, you're live here with Insurance Claims Radio. I'm your host, Phil Coutu. Today, I've got the great Mike Neely from Pro Roof.
Thank you.
Edward Levy, our attorney on board. We also have Stevie, formerly of Tamco. Former Tamco rep, which is a shingle. And we're going to get right to it. Last show, we left off a little bit. We said we're going to touch a little bit on assignment of benefits or assignment of claims, specifically in Colorado. So we've got a great attorney in the house. I'm going to let him start with possibly talking about how we want to inform the consumer. So we're here to inform you about your rights, consumer policies, options that you have regarding your claim. So we're going to talk to you about the benefits of assignment of benefits, the dangers of assignment of benefits, and how important it is to have a very experienced contractor if you are going to use assignment of benefits. There's lots of upside to assignment benefits. There's downsides. Often the insurance industry, though, hates assignment of benefits because you're giving a level of control to your contractor to get things done. So there lies in the danger as you're giving the rights to your contractor. So I'll let the great attorney Ed Levy take it from there.
Well, insurance law and insurance policies are basically contracts. They may be long, they may be tedious, they may include incomprehensible language, but basically it's a contract where the policyholder pays premiums and is insured against loss, hopefully insured against loss. So, as with any other contract, the policyholder could assign their rights or their benefits under that contract. So, for example, the right to assert a claim, or essentially, hey, I've had damages, I would like you to pay or reimburse me for those damages. Most of the time, it's not a problem. You know, the insurance company in good faith pays the claim, does what they're supposed to do, everybody's happy, the roof gets repaired, and we all move on with our lives. Sometimes, though, there are some difficulties. Is this cosmetic damage? Well, yeah, your roof was damaged, but I think it was only damaged to X amount, and your contractor and you are saying it's damaged to Y amount, and then there's a potential for conflict. Even among reasonable people, reasonably saying, okay, this is cosmetic or this is structural damage. And so the homeowner or the commercial building owner, not really a property expert, not really a damage expert, certainly hasn't attended all the conferences and learned about the engineering of wind damage and what happens when hail is 3 inches wide as opposed to 2 inches in diameter or things of that nature. And so the policyholder can assign those rights. They can transfer their rights to bring that claim to a contractor or to anybody they want to, for that matter. And there are some advantages to that. It's essentially a set it and forget it kind of thing. The contractor may come in and offer to replace a roof or fix the roof or repair the damages and then essentially fight it out with the insurance company. That contractor, as in your case with Rooftop, could certainly come in and analyze the claim and say, well, the insurance company is telling you this is cosmetic damage and they're not going to pay you anything, but the way I see this claim, there's more than cosmetic damage, there's structural damage. You have to replace this, you have to replace the flashing, you have to do all these things, you have to get it back to code. And I think that the insurance company is cheating you out of $1 million. And most people don't have the resources to go hire an attorney and fund a case like that or take an attorney on a contingency basis to fight that case. They don't have the knowledge or experience to do that. And they certainly don't necessarily have the stick-to-itiveness, the dedication to make this their life's work to win this insurance claim. And that's when the assignment of benefits comes in. If they transfer it to somebody like Rooftop Restoration, that make sure they get their roof repaired no matter what, which is the main goal here. And then Rooftop can at that point engage attorneys, engage appraisers, do the work it takes to prosecute that claim successfully.
Hey, Ed, I've got a case right now where I have a customer that they have what they call step flashing. And step flashing is a piece of metal that's at a 90-degree angle. And in this particular case, it goes into the siding of a home or a business, and then the other part goes into the shingles. And so, the insurance companies are saying, hey, we don't want to pay for that. And so, you've got a 30-year-old piece of metal there that's starting to rust out. It's not in the best of shape, and they expect us as a roofing contractor to pay for that. And Phil, maybe you can address that a little bit.
All right, that's a great topic. We are about to take a quick break. I'm your host, Phil Coutu. You're live with rooftoproofing.com, and we're going to come back with Mike Ed, assignment of benefits, and step flashing here in a few.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration. 303-997-4247. 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftoprestoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
Minutes. Hi, you're live with Insurance Claims Radio, a radio show designed to help the consumer understand and navigate their hail claim they have with the insurance industry, to navigate that whole process and to learn tips on good claims handling and do's and don'ts. We start out talking about assignment of benefits. We're going to jump over to step flashing a little bit here, but I want to stick with the assignment of benefits as the attorney Ed Levy was discussing the benefits of it. So I want to follow up with that. I think assignment of benefits is a great tool when you're in a jam, you've got a way underpaid claim. One of the things it can save you, depending on your contractor, most don't do it, I do. There's no public adjusting fee. If you've got an experienced contractor, if you sign them the claim, they're stepping into your shoes. So it can be a fantastic tool, but that contractor has to have very strong financials, because some of these claims, especially if commercial, can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to win. There could be millions of dollars on the line. If you got a small home claim, you still need a strong contractor with a lot of experience. They're stepping in your shoes. You are putting your claim in their hands and hoping. So it's very important to do the background. I don't know many contractors that are experienced to a proper level, and I'm also an insurance adjuster, so everyone understands that. So I wouldn't trust my assignment benefits with most contractors, only a handful to a few in the entire state. So there's dangers. There's also dangers. You're assigning your claim. Well, what happens if the contractor's interested in the roof and the gutters, but not your interior damage, or not your clothes that got damaged, or contents in the house? So it's important to have a clause where you can get that back, or a clause you mutually agree upon. If there's some items that aren't really up to contractor's alley, they can assign the rights back to you. That's an important, or they're going to handle it properly for you. Because if they're not making any money out of it, do you really think they're going to handle your contents properly? So it is a really positive tool with our company, rooftoproofing.com, because we're very experienced at it. We were all insurance adjusters. Some of us are now public adjusters. When you have a troubled claim that's millions of dollars, you can spend $100,000 to $150,000 proving your claim. Who's going to get that money back to you if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have the right attorney? Very important to have the right attorney, the right estimator, using the right software with the right experts, laboratory tests, engineering tests, roof inspection tests, a code expert.
Who pays for that, Phil?
Well, under assignment of benefits, the assignment benefit holder pays for that, saving the consumer all the risk, the hassle, and they really don't have the knowledge base, too, to prove some of those claims. Some of these claims are very forensic, complicated. So those are the good benefits. And here at rooftoproofing.com, if we do have to take it legal, we will pay that entire fee. And I've paid out of pocket hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've got one on a $1,000 claim. We spent over $120,000 right now to prove the claim. It's really a $70,000 claim. But one of the insurance companies, I should just start naming them on air, but I'm sure I'll have multiple investigations. Thank you, Dora. Yeah, thank you to the Department of Regulatory Agencies for protecting the consumer and coming after all us public adjusters. Geez, you loved me when I was an adjuster. So, yeah, and I do have a dispute with you, which we are going to invite you to be live on air. Good thing we got legal counsel here because I'm probably going to need them. Anyways, there are some dangers. It's very, very, we're just looking out for the consumer. So if you don't choose us, you want to make sure you do your due diligence. And sometimes you don't want to use an assignment of benefits. Sometimes it's better segregating out, just hiring the public adjuster. But the benefit is if you have the right person, they're going to give you a zero risk guarantee and cover the cost, meaning that if I take on your $1 million claim that they paid $100,000 for, and I got to spend $100,000, and let's just say, which never happens, almost never, we lose your claim because we don't want to take on bad claims. But let's say that we fight the risk and somehow there's a technicality, something we lose the claim. You're not out that $100,000. You still got your original estimate, and it's probably gone up very handsomely, even if you do. So when I say lose, I don't mean in all essence lose. I mean maybe we thought it was $1 million and we got $700,000, right? Or you had $100,000, we only got $250,000. I've only had a couple appraisals claims I've lost in my entire life over thousands of claims, and that's because we're highly experienced. And we're going to tell you right off the hop if we want to take your claim. And remember, there's a lot of guys that will take your claim. So sometimes if you have a really crappy claim, though, you might want to use some of those guys. We're not those guys. Perfect example is that when I had to get my eyes operated on with laser, I went to like 4 doctors. 2 of them said they'd operate on them. One of the doctors said, Phil, if you let anybody operate on your stigma with where the technology is, this was about 2008, Boca Raton, one of the finest laser doctors in the country I went to, he said, run. If a doctor will operate on that stigmatism because your eye is so out of shape, it's not sitting on, I can't remember if it was I think it was the retina properly, the amount of scar tissue and the risk is very, very high. And I had 2 doctors say, yeah, I'll do it. But they're also charging like $2,000 a eye, and my guy was charging $6,000 a eye. So I was like really scared. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, and maybe the technology's changed more now. So if there's any doctors out there that want to give me a promo free laser surgery, please call me. So the assignment of claims in that is a fascinating issue. It's a hotbed, and there's a reason the insurance industry doesn't like it. And I was an adjuster, and that's because you're letting somebody step into your shoes and you're giving them a tremendous amount of power. When you have the power, you're getting a better equal footing with the insurance industry with an experienced person to fight and argue and compel your claim, compel them to appraisal, or try to hold them to adhere to the contractual obligations under the policy that you paid a premium for. So that's why you're going to see legislation. The lobbyists are out there paying off the politicians and funding them, trying to say that assignment of benefits is increasing claims costs. Of course it is, because often the contractor is getting you what you're rightfully owed.
You know, at this Florida conference that we saw, I saw that the insurance claims had increased by 34% in the last year. And so, I mean, it is an avenue. It's a tool that we use, and it's a part of today's. I mean, you know, these claims have changed from just a year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Right, and a lot of times we have the assignment of benefits, which gives me the power when I do have to walk in an appraisal and your insurance industry is denying appraisal. That's this dispute mechanism contained in your policy that we can go right to the attorney at our cost and get into appraisal. It's like an arbitration. We go 2 or 3. If 2 or 3 people agree on the amount of damage, very important to have extremely experienced appraisers. You got to be careful. They're challenging appraisals now they never used to. That's the insurance industry. There's a great article on Merlin Law Blog that should be reposted by some of the finer attorneys out there because it's talking about how the insurance industry is coming with a war chest when they don't like the appraisal or they think it's too high. So there are challenges, but when you have assignment of benefits and a really financially strong contractor, public adjuster, or person that you're giving that to, it's really important they can stand up to that. I've had a claim that went on for 6 years, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court of Colorado. You can find it regarding certifying the question on delayed damages. You can read it. It'll be up on our website, rooftoproofing.com, in about the near future. So will all these radio shows for some of the listeners out there, because this is meant to be educational for the consumer and other contractors as well. And those are just the important aspects of it, is who's really going to take that battle. And the one thing is, if you're a client looking to stand up for your rights against the insurance company, make sure you have the right people, and make sure you're really sure in your mind, I want to stand up and fight this, because sometimes it takes several years. But, we've had claims that have been zero, and I've settled for millions of dollars, but it's taken 2.5 years. It's just how it is. I had a claim down in Tennessee. I got hired by the Chattanooga Public Television Station. Claim went I think the whole claim was 3 years. I think I had it for 2.5, and it was like a battle royale. Eventually we took that claim from under $100,000, and I believe it was approximately $936,000 in the end. And that ended up going to appraisal. And even the insurance company's appraiser was like, this is a $400,000 claim. But apparently we prevailed and they were wrong. But we increased that claim thousands of percents. Very, very important. But that's because of the depth of experience, and we've been doing this way too long.
So why do the insurance companies, we feel that they work for us and they're a part of our claim, and that, we might even be, wondering why they pay less. Why are they paying so little when they should be paying? I know that you and I have a claim right now that started out at $160,000. It's at $850,000, and we're trying to get at 1.4. But why is that? Why is that confusion there?
Well, it's unfortunate. I'm going to let Ed jump in here too, but let's be honest. A corporation's about profit, period. They've got everybody in compartments. The industry's becoming quite sophisticated. They've created their own software and masked under multiple companies, so it looks like the insurance industry has no control, but that's not true. And if you can suppress a market 10, 20, 30%, and then also if you further on top of that don't pay for line items and you fight on the easy things like painting a deck for $1,000, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars saving, maybe even up to the big word, the B, $1 billion in savings over a year. And you got to think about it. People are tired. People in general, most people out there, no offense to all you millennials, are lazy, and they're not prepared to have a battle royale with an insurance company with deep pockets. So guess what? Let's say that 5%, I don't know what the percentage are, but this is just my general opinion. Let's say that 5% of the people stand up to the insurance company. And let's say they do get bad faith damages or delayed damages in Colorado or bad faith in Florida. Well, and let's say they get tagged for double. The insurance company has to pay the $1 million claims. They get a $1 million penalty. But the other $95 million claims that they paid $100,000 to $300,000 on to repair somebody's roof, they didn't stand up. The savings is huge. Okay, so we are live with Insurance Claims Radio. I'm Phil Coutu with Power Adjusters, Power Appraisers, rooftoproofing.com, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration. 303-997-4247. 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftоprestoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
Hi, you're live with Insurance Claims Radio with great attorney Ed Levy on, Stevie, former Tamco rep, and Mike Neely, Pro Roof Solutions. Great contractor. Mike specializes in commercial and residential. I specialize primarily in commercial troubled claims. And Ed Levy handles us with a good chunk of our really complex, large loss troubled claims. From the litigation side. I myself, this show, we want to remind everybody, is a show for consumers and contractors, adjusters, everybody out there. We're just talking the hard facts about the industry. And we just left off where Mike had asked why insurance companies just aren't paying what is fair. Now, we can't say that is true of all insurance companies. Absolutely not. Got some great friends out there that really try to do the best, but it is a for-profit corporation. They are looking for profits. Many times, adjusters, the CEOs, the CFOs have many shares in a company. As those shares go up, that means insurance companies save money. There's lots of instruments that help with limiting payouts by design. I mean, it's just the way you design a business. A business is for profit, but who's standing up for your rights?
Yeah, and even if we don't ascribe, bad motives or poor attitude or evil intent to the insurance companies, which I think a lot of people do, they have education programs, they have training programs, they have new hires. The quality of the adjuster on the case, the experience of the review means sometimes that things are overlooked, that somebody who with more experience like you would say, hey, I looked at this roof, I walked this roof, this is what you missed. And it's a matter of educating the insurance company to the strength of the claim as well. And I think for a large part what you say is true, that there are certainly they talked about at the conference, certain techniques and certain approaches that insurance companies do to minimize their loss exposure. And that's probably reasonable and prudent for them. It just may not be.
And
right.
it is. It's a reasonable business tactic. Is it always ethical? No. And let's just be straight up. Ignorance is bliss. If you have an adjuster that's young or inexperienced, any age, and they're told this is how we do it, generally most of us humans believe it is right. And maybe the people telling them this is how they do it believe it too. And I've being a large loss adjuster, being a team lead for Citizens Insurance Corporation, working for Texas Windstorm through a third-party CJW, and all this experience. Some of those are great insurance companies. I really enjoyed being an adjuster. But there is a lot of issues, and there is a lot of tactics used to control a claim. And you can't blame an insurance company right off the top for trying to control a claim. It is their bank account, and they should be protecting it with what's fair. It's just that as of the last decade, it's people are now often expecting to just be underpaid on the claim and have to fight for it. Right. It's not supposed to work like that. So when you get this adjuster, I'm an insurance adjuster, which by the way in Colorado they license public adjusters. They do not license your insurance adjuster. There's no state licensing as of today. You got to ask yourself, well, how much does this person really know? What is theirs? Ask them for their CV. Ask them how long they've been doing this. How long have you really been doing this? How many claims have you handled? How many disputes? How many times have you been to court? Because as we get older and more educated, we've been to court, we learn the truth. The truth is almost never on one side. It's often somewhere in the middle. Sometimes it's a lot more these days to one side. Period.
Well, Phil, we had a claim in Golden where they had a ladder assist guy doing all the work for him, and he, this guy doesn't have any knowledge or ability, didn't even have a license, so we want these public adjusters, or, we want to be able to come in there and understand that we have insurance adjusters from the insurance side. We need to come together and match a scope or a paperwork to what that claim's worth.
Yeah. It's really a big deal when they're missing all the underlying construction items. Now, a contractor has liability under the Colorado Consumer. What is it again? I should know. It's just slipping on the Colorado Consumer Protection Act. Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah, that's it.
There's so many. Every state's different, and we have a standard of care we're supposed to meet. And a lot of these estimates, especially on commercial insurance, a lot of the insurance software really isn't designed for commercial, and a lot of adjusters don't understand it. And codes are changing. Energy codes have been really getting pushed up into play, whether it's related to global warming or whatever the agenda is. It's getting tougher and tougher, some of these standards. And your contractor is having a liability. If I was to do every estimate written by the insurance company, or to be honest, when I was a young adjuster, I'm creating somebody liability and conflict. I don't even know it. It's called ignorance. And that's why you want the experience, but you want your roof put on. They're paying for it. You paid a premium. You should go to have it done the best that the policy and the code will allow you to do.
But that's one of the things that seems to be happening. It's the onus is on the policy holder to prove the full extent of the damages and to assert that they're not claiming one nickel more than they're entitled to just to fix their roof for the insurance premiums that they've been paying. But it really is the job of Rooftop Restoration, Phil and Mike and Stevie, to come in and say, look, here's where you missed the evidence. Here's the truth. Here are the real facts of the situation, and educate the insurance company to the point where there's like, yeah, you know, you're right. I need to, as Mike said, buy this roof at the right price and replace it and do the right thing for the policyholder.
You know, one thing I don't think, that people understand is, and maybe, Stevie, you can enlighten on this, sometimes we sign a contract and we want to, get to this roof as quick as we can, but there's delays. And sometimes the manufacturers can be a month or 2 or 3 out sometimes. I was talking to some people out in, in Fort Morgan, and they have contracts that they're going to get to in 2020. So maybe you can help enlighten on the materials, and that's just a part of the business. It does take a little.
It is, because by design, the insurance companies have designed their policies a certain way, they've written the contracts a certain way. When I used to be a project manager for a mitigation company dealing with fire and flood, the insurance company said, hey, this is what you're doing. They handed us a slip. We said, okay, great. We go hand it to the customer. Everything's signed. There's no argument anywhere. And a lot of times the customer's left a hole in the bag saying, hey, listen, I'm not able to put back my carpet because I only got, a couple $100 for this, and it doesn't even cover my cost to tear it out. But for us working in that industry, it's like, oh, here, this is it. And, Phil said, ignorance is bliss. Back in the day, I didn't know. But now being here, seeing what you guys do, a customer needs somebody like you on the side to make sure that you guys are taking care of.
Stevie, you brought up a great point. The adjuster, so let's just state clearly, contractors that are referred by your insurance adjuster insurance company are also known as preferred contractors, or part of a network repair program. They're handed the estimate from the adjuster and told to do this. You have no personal representation there. Hey, if you have a great adjuster, you might be okay. But do you want to rely on somebody who's paying for it and holding the bank account to tell you what is repairable in your house? So what does the contractor do when he gets a partial corner carpet? Oh, just clean it, even though there could be mold under it. Well, if you have somebody that's really experienced, they can say, oh, no, that whole carpet is continuous. The whole carpet's got to go. We could have mold under there. We need to do this testing. It's costing the insurance company money.
Absolutely, you're right. Yeah, that's all we did.
Yeah, and so I don't sign up for preferred contractor programs because I don't feel it's ethical or honorable on my part, being an insurance adjuster, to have somebody dictating that owns the bank account telling me what work and what scope of work I'm going to do. Also creating liability for me, because if you want to use a preferred contractor, then you tell the insurance company to exercise their election to repair and sign that contract. So then when they do mix up, you can go and sue the insurance company and the contract. That's a great consumer education tip. When you're thinking of taking the easy way out, tell them to sign the contract. All right, so we're going to wrap up with this show. You are live with Insurance Claims Radio. I'm Phil Coutu, your host, and you can find us at rooftoproofing.com.
Thank you for listening to Insurance Claim Radio. For more information on how to maximize your hail damage insurance claim, or to contact Phil and his team, call 303-997-4247. And be sure to tune in next week for more Insurance Claim Radio.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience, and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration. 303-997-4247. 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftоprestoration.com.